Hey everyone, so this video is part of the collaboration and I'm going to be making white chicken chili. So here's some of the ingredients that I'm going to be using. I will leave the recipe in the description. Basically I'm going to just chop up these onions. I'm going to throw these in the pot with my chicken broth, and then I'm going to get my chicken in. I'm using a frozen bag of chicken thighs, boneless, skinless chicken thighs, because they cook the best and are the most tender. And it's a 3-pound bag, so I am making a recipe tailored to 3 pounds of chicken. So I'm mixing the beans here. I'm using 2 cans of the cannellini beans and then 2 cans of the white northern beans. You can use whatever beans you like, and you can also use dry beans if you didn't want to use canned beans. I just wanted this because I needed it to be quick, and I didn't want to risk the chance of the beans not being as tender as I like, so I just chose the cans. So I'm going to rinse these beans off. I got them in the colander in the sink, and I'm going to rinse them. But if you did want to use the dry beans, you could use, I'm using 5.5 cups of liquid in my recipe. So I would use 2 cups of dried beans. So I will include that in the description if that is what you wanted to do. So the liquid that I'm using is going to be the Knorr chicken bouillon. So I'm using that with my 5.5 cups of water. This is 4 cans of the diced chilies. These are the 4-ounce cans of diced green chilies, and I will leave, like I said, everything in the description. And aside from the spices, this recipe costed me probably about $15, so it was relatively inexpensive. It's very quick, it's simple, and it's very hearty. So now I've added the beans, and I want to get these beans incorporated into the pot. So I'm going to try to move the chicken around a little bit, and I've arranged the chicken just so that it doesn't pass the fill line. When you're making things in the Instapot and you are at pretty much your max capacity, you definitely don't want to pass your fill line, because that will cause issues with building pressure and your Instapot will not function correctly. So I actually don't have an Instapot per se, but I do have a pressure cooker. This is a pressure cooker that I've had for years, and it has about, I don't know, maybe 10 functions on it or so. So now that I've got all the beans, situated, I can see that I am not past my fill line, which is awesome. So you don't want to pass your fill line. There's a line on the inside of your Instapot. You do not want to pass that. So I'm going to go ahead and get this started. I am going to put this on chicken, because the only thing in here that I need to cook is the chicken. So everything else in here is cooked, and I'm going to set my timer to chicken, which is going to give me 20 minutes of cook time. So this particular pressure cooker has multiple functions. I can do multiple things in here. I use this so often. I use it to slow cook, I use it to pressure cook, and pretty much anything that you can put in a slow cooker, you can put in the pressure cooker. So if I need to slow cook something, I can, and I don't have the time, I can just throw it in a pressure cooker and it'll be just as good. So my pressure cooker is building up pressure now, and depending on how much food or liquid or what have you in the pot itself will depend on how long it takes to build up the pressure. So you want to make sure that your dial is at the right setting so that your pressure will build and not escape. and it should take anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes to build pressure depending on what you've got in your pot. Mine is absolutely full, so mine took a little bit longer than 10 minutes to build up pressure, and it'll fizz, it'll steam, it'll make noises, and that's all, you know, perfectly normal. So I do keep my manual. I always keep the manuals to everything that I buy. There's tips, there's recipes, there's different information that you have in your manual that will help you operate your appliance. So always keep your manual, you guys. All right, so this, I'm just waiting for this to build pressure right now, and you can hear it. You can hear it bubbling, and you can hear it building, and you can't see the settings because, like I said, I've had this machine for so long that the settings have the ink or whatever you want to call it has rubbed off. So I just have to know by memory, you know, what I need to do with this machine, and I've used it so much that, you know, I just know how to use it. So okay, so that's our indication that the pressure has built. The timer is now going to start at 20 minutes. And then after it's done cooking, it's going to depressurize. Now you have two options. You can quick release or you can naturally release. Now if you naturally release, you don't do anything. You just leave the machine alone. It's going to naturally release pressure and you don't have to do anything else. But if you don't, if your recipe calls for a quick release or you don't want to wait for the natural release, then you have the option of quick releasing the pressure. So here we are, my machine has finished, my dinner is done. I'm gonna go ahead and quick release. But a tip here, when you're quick releasing, it's going to release all of that steam and it's hot. So I always cover my valve with a dish towel, a kitchen towel, and I use a set of tongs to move that dial, that valve, to the release position. So now you can see it's releasing all that pressure, all that steam, all that hot steam, and it's not going to burn me. It's not going to spew out because it does shoot up. So, you know, it's steam, so it's wet. So I always put this kitchen towel on top. And that's just a tip for anyone who doesn't, you know, use their Instapot on a regular basis. So here we are. It has pretty much fully released. I'm going to just kind of wipe it a little bit with this towel, finish releasing that pressure. See, I've turned the dial to the other side now. So that is the release position. The pressure position was on the other side. So we're all released, and let's take our lid off. You always want to put the lid away from you. You don't want that steam. Like I said, it's hot. You don't want that in your face. All right, so the chicken is cooked beautifully. It's still very much hot in there. I'm gonna take this chicken out and I'm going to shred it up, and then I'm going to add it back to the pot. All right, guys, this is it. So there's just that simple. You just put all your ingredients in your Instapot and you turn it on. There are a few tips and tricks to start and finish your meals, but other than that, this is pretty much it. And I like to eat my white chicken chili with a dollop of sour cream. It makes it creamy. I like mine creamy. If you don't like yours creamy, you don't have to. You can also add things like heavy whipping cream, cream cheese, sour cream to your pot and make your whole pot creamy if that's what you like. My husband doesn't eat a lot of sour cream, so I don't add it to the pot. But he does love the white beans. So here we are. There you have it. That's the white chicken chili for you guys. I will leave the recipe in the description. And then when you're done with your lid, you can put your other lid on. This particular machine will automatically keep it warm. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Let me know if you try the recipe, and yeah, watch the playlist because there will be a giveaway. Bye, guys.